So what's up mga ka-philosophy? So short story, last night I went to St. Joseph's Academy to celebrate our yearly team party, which is held every end of the semester. So every break, semestral break. So here's my final vlog for our subject philosophy, and its first question is, what are the most significant learning in your study of philosophy for the entire semester? Cite 3 key lessons, stated in your own words and supported by the teachings of the philosophers and ideologies encountered in class. So, for that, my answer is, I have a lot of learning in life and life realization this semester with our subject philosophy, which philosophers helped me to strengthen my learnings. First, I must live my life to the fullest and cherish every moment. I must enjoy every little things and be thankful for it. But of course, be considerate with others with every decision you will make in your life. Make sure that you won't step on others just to make yourself happy. It was supported by the teaching of Aristotle. Aristotle stated that in order for us to achieve happiness, fulfillment, or flourish, which means eudaimonia, we must do things with good and excellence, or arete. Second, never box yourself with the teachings of the book, teachers, philosophers, Bible, or whatsoever. Always ask yourself, how? Don't be contented with one answer. As much as possible, come to think wider, deeper, and let's try to expand our minds and imagination for us to get a better answer with every situation in question. My learnings was supported by Socrates. He stated that unexamined life is not worth living, and his saying helps me a lot to realize that, yeah, I must think deeper and wiser every moment, because we only live once, and let us not waste our time to believe on what we already know. We must find another answer to come to think of it, and it is much more relevant than the other. Lastly, I realized that this is our own lives, so we are allowed to do things we want. At the end of the day, we are able to choose things that will make us happy. Basically, I was talking about freedom. We have a choice whether to do good things or bad things, and it is our choice which to choose between those two. But we must be ready, because every choice we make in our lives has a consequence, and always remember that when we are deciding, we must consider others. This learning was supported by Jean-Paul Sartre. He has 2 quotations that strikes me the most, and those are, we are our choices, and man is condemned to be free, because once thrown into the world, he is responsible for everything he does. So for the second question that we have to answer is, how did these 3 key lessons from the way you think, speak, and act at the present share concrete experience by which lessons became applicable as you were journeying through the course? So my answer for that is the word eudaimonia and happiness. As a person, of course, we all want a genuine happiness, right? In our lives, but let us not set aside that there is different meaning of happiness in every perspective of one another. Happiness for me is very important, and it means it is easy to say or act that we are happy, but deep inside, we're not. So, for myself, as long as I think that I'm doing good and it would not harm others, I will continue what I am doing to achieve my own happiness. The second lesson is which is, unexamined life is not worth living. It keeps me wondering what life really is. I thought at some point that I already know what life really is, but upon continuing our philosophical journey, I realized that I am lack of knowledge about what life is. This lesson leads me to examine my life more and look for my purpose on why am I living this life. Lastly, the lesson is all about freedom. I came to think that this is my life and I can do anything I want, but of course, I must do it responsibly. Freedom means a lot for me as a student, as a son, as a brother, and as a person. Freedom leads me to happiness, but freedom can also lead my life as being devastated life. When I chose to follow the wrong path, devastated life when I chose to follow the wrong path. And in every action or decision that we do in our lives will dictate our future. For the last answer that I have is, Father Kevin asked us if philosophy changed our life, and my answer is, if you were asking me if philosophy changed my life, precisely yes. It changed the way I think that life really is, and it also helps me a lot to grow and be matured enough as a student, because every philosopher has a teaching, and those teaching was taught and briefly explained by Father Kevin. And Father Kevin also gives us example that for us to understand each teaching well and relate it with ourselves. Studying philosophy is important upon our preparation for college and eventually in every life decision that we will make in our lives, because for me, philosophy will help us to think critically in every situation. You will be able to think deeper and choose things which you think is right. Philosophy taught me to ask myself, what is the real meaning of life? So that's my final vlog for our subject philosophy, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank Father Kevin for every life lesson and every moment we share together. Father, thank you so much, and I'll miss you. I'll miss our subject kahit even though it is stressful and life is boring without suffering or problems. I love you, Father.